In this video, we're going to take a look at the MPERO Impact X Series kickstand case for the Nokia Lumia 925. So let's take the case out of the packaging here. And here's our case. There's no real markings on the packaging, no branding anyways. Here is the case. We'll take out this little faceplate, cardboard of course. Now this case, you can tell, is a hot pink on black. This case comes in several different colors: black on black, green on black, red on black. There's even a glow-in-the-dark green available. This case is fairly inexpensive, about $5 with a couple more for shipping, so maybe about $7-8 with shipping. So under $10 you got a pretty good case here for your Nokia Lumia 925. So let's take a look at this case again here. We'll peel it apart. It's a dual layer case, as you can tell here. Nice rubberized layer, hard plastic here to provide support, structural integrity, whatnot. Also a kickstand. So to put the case on the phone, you pull out your inner rubber layer and just set the phone inside the case. Of course, make sure you have your buttons on the correct side there. And now we just clip on the plastic part. Make sure that gets all the way through. And there we go. The case is now installed. Looks pretty nice. If we move it close to the camera here, you can see that there's a lip right here. So if I set the phone face down, I'm not actually setting the phone on the screen because this case comes above the screen. So that's nice. You also notice that on the back, there's a lip, a ridge above the camera and above the flash. So again, if I set the phone on the back, I'm not on the lens, I'm not rubbing on the flash or anything, making any scratches. So that's some great protection for both sides. Notice that the corners here are all rubber. So if we were to drop our phone, it's going to give us lots of protection. On this case, you can see that the buttons are covered with this rubberized material here, which I think actually makes the buttons, especially on this 925, much easier to hit. The buttons on the 925 are very, very thin and sort of just flat feeling on just the phone. But with this case, the buttons, in my opinion, stick out much better, so they're easier to hit and you get more accurate hits. So yep, there's covered buttons on this, which I prefer. There are holes cut out on the top here for our micro USB charging port and our headphones. Here's our cutout for our speaker, camera of course. This side here is completely covered. And of course we had that great kickstand that we've seen on other cases. So we'll pop that out. It kind of sticks in there. And you'll see that it's in there nice. It's not too overly tight, but it's not falling out when I'm shaking the phone, so that's great. So just pop that out, slide down our bar, and then we could set our phone like this, or we could set it in landscape mode like that, watch videos, look at pictures, however you want. Great to have that option on your case of a kickstand. There you go, that's the kickstand on this MPERO Impact X kickstand case. It locks back in there. So the feeling in the hand with this case is much improved over the bare phone, in my opinion. The bare phone is very, very thin, which a lot of people like. I kind of like a little more thickness in my phone, and this case adds that extra width, that extra thickness that I like. Plus, with these rubberized edges and the hard plastic back, I think it's much easier to hang on to onto this phone, and you'd be less apt to drop it, as well as because these buttons are rubberized, so they're easier to press the buttons and it's easier to hang on to. So I really like this case for the 925. Great protection, great hand feel. This is definitely a great case for your Nokia Lumia 925. So this has been the MPERO Impact X Series kickstand case for the Nokia Lumia 925.